continuing on. Let's see, so let me unhide everything else, and you can see that I made this frame the same way. So let me hide the unselected. But in this case, I just left it as an editable poly. I just drew a spline. Can't remember which one of these I started with. Probably one of the, yeah, because one of these would be horizontal to the, or would be flat down on the horizontal plane. So just from a top view, just drew something like that. I may have even only drawn just half of it, and then put a symmetry modifier on it and welded everything together. And then I made an array of these by using the rotational tool. So let me maybe I can show you a little bit very quickly what I'm talking about here. So let me grab an element here and detach it. And yeah, let's detach it as its own object. And let's see, let's move it out some here. And with its center of rotation, kind of where I would want it, I would go to one of the go to an end-on view here, and switch to my rotate tool, and figure out how many I want and what the number of degrees is. So if I wanted 6, that's going to be, what is that, 30 degrees. Make sure my angle snap is on, and hold down Shift and rotate a clone out, or is it now 60 degrees? Sorry, yeah, 5 times or 6 times 60 is 360, and then let go, and then say whether I want copy or instance, and then number of copies. I already have 1, so I just need 5 more, and say OK, and that'll give me the rest of those. So now I have that array. There's also an array tool which is extremely useful for doing lots of these kinds of things. You can bring that up, and it's got, you can make all kinds of arrays, but again, it's the kind of thing that could take forever to cover. So let me just back out of all that. And then, yeah, so once I get that, then it's just a matter of either applying an edit poly or converting to an edit poly to, if you need to do any particular manipulations. And I end up doing that a lot of times. You'll see that this thing is an editable poly. I just took that spline and right-clicked it and converted to an editable poly. Yeah, and then welded. I think I deleted some of the edges, yeah, off those. Or remove them rather. And I will talk more about working in edit poly mode in other videos, because again, that's a very powerful way to work, but again could take a long time. So see, maybe here in edge mode, here, let me get the move tool. I'm just going to double click on those to show that whole loop. And by removing, what I mean is if I wanted to remove that edge without deleting it, if I delete it, see, it's going to leave a hole there. So let me undo that. But to remove it, if I hold Control and press backspace, it'll remove the edge and all of its all the vertices that are with it. Let me undo that. If I just press backspace, you'll see that it removes the edge. Actually, it's still there, but it leaves the vertices. So you notice the verts are still there. So let me undo both of those. Again, very powerful way to work on geometry. All right, let me talk a little bit about what I was alluding to with the cross section, or the rectangular cross section. Also, understand that with a renderable spline, let me draw something out here and set it, and let's just set a few points. Oh, and if you want to start with, you can start with segments. I usually do that and then convert them, but you can also click and hold and then drag, and that'll give you a Bezier, or it should. Let's see, why is it not? But maybe because I'm in this perspective view. Let's try it from a top view. Oh, or it may be because my start type is corner. Yep. And so, or my drag type rather is set to corner. I just need to set that to Bezier. Sorry. So, yeah, if I draw it out straight, or click and hold and drag to do it, it does that. If I click to set points, it's segmented. And then if I want a Bezier, I just click and hold and drag, and you see it immediately converts to that. And then I could go back to segments, or click and hold and drag and go back to Bezier. Yeah, so let me set a few of those and then get out of the line tool, and let's see, with one of those selected, I'm going to go to vertex mode, and I'm going to turn the rendering off so we see it as a spline. Let's see, let me find it in the viewport here. So again, I'm not limited to planar geometry. I can pull these things up in whatever plane I want and move them around. Let's say right click and convert that to a Bezier, and I can even work on those handles in perspective. Right now when I move these, I'm moving it relative to the plane, so you be careful about that. You may want to move those in, say, orthogonal views. And if you ever run into an issue where you're trying to move one in one view and it's just not cooperating, try picking the axis you want to move it in. Either, so I just want to move it in Y, and pick that, and you see now it's constrained to Y. Or if I just want to move it in X, pick that, and now you see it's constrained only to X. If I want to move it in both, pick that, and now I can move it in both. And you can do quite a bit with these things. If you need to weld verts together, most of the time I end up just going to vertex snap mode, and so let's turn that on, make sure I'm in, vertex snap, and let's grab that and snap it to that one. You can have closed loops only. You cannot weld, you can't make T welds or Y welds on there, but it's mostly a matter of selecting them both and seeing that, okay,